Hello, and welcome back to Tech Tuesday. In the past, I've covered some programs like GimKit and a few other gamification programs that work really well with students. The problem is that sometimes, especially when students are studying alone, they tend more towards the game element and less of the study element. GimKit, unfortunately, has a really easy way to create study sets, and students can actually use those to kind of play around Mario style instead of just studying. What I've found is that we have access to Formative via our district, via our browser, and we can very easily take those sets or create whole new sets and have students use those to study to make sure that they're a little bit more focused than just playing around. Here's a look at how to do that, both using AI and using your own quiz and dropping it into Formative. I'll go ahead and open up a new tab and open up the Formative app. It used to be called Go Formative, now it's just Formative, but if I search Go Formative, it'll pop up. So here it is. I'm gonna go ahead, open that up. You can see that I actually already have a couple of formatives that are here, but we can actually create practice sets, which are basically just flashcards. There's a couple of different ways that I can do this. I'll click on practice sets, which is on the left-hand side over here. I've got three options. I can manually create, generate with Luna, which is their AI program, or I can import. Let's take a look at how to generate with Luna first. Very easy to do. I'll go ahead and click on this. It says, what are your students learning? I'm going to go ahead. Let's say that I'm teaching about the Continental Congress. I'll type this in, First Continental Congress here. Type all of that in right there. Then I will generate a practice set. I'll want to take a look at those, select the ones that are applicable to me, and disregard the ones that aren't. But let's say that I want to make something that's a little bit more tailored towards a particular quiz. So I'm going to go ahead and save this Google form as a PDF. I can do that just by doing Control P. Then I'll go ahead and I'll type into ChatGPT, can you create 30 flashcards to help my students study for this particular quiz? I'm going to go ahead, add the file that I just downloaded. I'm talking about mood and tone here. I'll open that up. I'll send it. Now, depending on the conversations that you've already had with ChatGPT, it may put it into a certain format. And so when I look here, I see that I've got a front and a back, and that's helpful, but it's maybe not the most convenient way to do this. So what I'll do is I'll redirect the prompt at the bottom and say, you know what, this is fine, but I actually want them to be put into different columns, put it into a Google Sheet with words in one column and the definitions in the back, and it'll go ahead and spit all of this out. When I go and I copy, I just have to go back to Formative. I'm going to go back to my main screen, click import, and then paste. And now I have my flashcards there. Obviously, I'm going to want to check these before I send these out to students to make sure that they work, but this actually helps them study for my particular quiz, which is super useful. If I copy the link, I can paste this. Here's what it looks like from the student point of view. It's very Quizlet-esque, but students are able to access this wherever. We had kind of those restrictions put onto Quizlet based on our district. This seems to work a lot better for students to study, and it loses some of those distracting elements that programs like GimKit, for as good as they are, might have when students are working alone. Thank you for watching this edition of Tech Tuesday. If you have any questions or would like me to cover a topic in the future, please let me know.